Hello.
And we're back
Okay.
with another episode of It's the End of the World. Unless my name's Tiana, your host.
And I am skinny, never skinny, the best person to ever. No, I'm playing. I'm amazing, but you're amazing
Hello.
too.
Hello. Um Today, I don't really know how to name this subject, so we're just gonna go with it, okay? So I saw
Okay.
this
Okay.
tweet. I saw this tweet that said something like, it's okay not to give back to your community. It's okay to live your life for you, or some shit like that. And that
hmm
shit really rubbed me the wrong way because what do you mean?
hmm
Why, like, how you even saying that out loud? Like, is that not how, why wouldn't you want to give back to your community?
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to, I mean, and essentially giving back to your community is giving back to yourself. I mean,
To yourself,
this
yeah.
this is literally how we ended up in this fucking situation with, like,
In the first place, right?
bruh, with people being so fucking every man for themselves. No,
hmm
bruh, that's how them
That's
white
how they
folks
want us
do
to
that
think.
shit. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
no, no, no. And now all y'all out here raising kids by yourself, young as fuck, because y'all didn't want to depend on people or have
Create a
people depend
village.
on
Yeah.
you. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. We always been like.
how do you feel about that? About that whole concept of not really, I don't want to say prioritizing, but even like intentionally giving back to your community.
I
I'm just
feel
like,
like
I'm gonna live my life.
it's a multifaceted thing because it's like it's probably like something that we've been taught because if you think of where we began or where we came from, like we've always been like tribal people, like we've always lived in like communities and like
Mm-hmm.
you know not just two people, it's always been like groups, like that's how we survive.
Yeah.
So you gotta think like you said, like that's something that we've been taught to like not depend on one another, to be cynical, to think that everybody's out to get you, to think that everybody's trying to like snake you, and it puts you in this kind of prideful box, and then that box kind of like, I guess, like doubles on itself, or it just
Mm.
keeps multiplying on
It
itself
just
as you
keeps
get.
getting bigger and bigger and
Yeah, you
bigger.
as you get older and you go through shit and you go through trauma, you like, okay, something happened to me in this community, and then well, I'll go through that point. So
Mm-hmm.
something that happened to you in that community, so now you like, fuck this community, like fuck, I just want to get out of here. So people go from, you know, I guess really loving their situation or where they at, to being like, I just want to get out of here. I want to get some money so I can get the fuck, or I
Mm-hmm.
want to get some money so I can get better than these people and like shit on them or whatever that you want to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I also think that it's a matter of, do people like what do you consider community? Because if you're saying like going out into your own community and like doing like charity and shit like that, that's one thing. And it's like we all should be doing that. And
Mm-hmm.
they probably do a lot of good for the world and for, what I'm saying, just in the bigger scope of shit. But I feel like if you mean like, for instance, like the black community, it's like how, like, I guess it just depends on what you consider like doing. Like, what do you consider
So
contributing?
I asked this question on my personal Instagram yesterday and got a handful of responses, but one of them was saying, I agree with you. I mean, there's so many different ways for you to give back to your community, whether it be giving finances or just spreading awareness, protesting, joining an organization, whatever, figuring out whatever fits your lifestyle the most. Like,
Mm-hmm.
like that's the good thing about giving back, and even the term community. They're so broad. There's no one specific thing. If all you're
Yeah.
able to do is I don't know, give your, I don't want to say leftovers, but yeah, let's keep it small. If you want to give your leftovers to the next homeless person you see on the street, cool. If you want
Yeah.
to like save $5 or $10 a week that you just give out to people you see while you're driving, cool. Or it could be you joining or even starting a whole organization about
Mm-hmm.
community wellness and, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
whatever, just trying to improve the quality of people's lives. It could be whatever. You just, people don't take the time to figure that shit out.
Okay. I think, and I think too, people, I think when you think of giving to the community, people think like big gestures. You know what I'm saying? They think of like community kitchens and like da 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 da. Like I gotta
Yeah.
come out on my Saturday off and I gotta da,
Yeah.
da. You know what I'm saying? You think about
Yeah.
it like that, but it's like it don't even gotta be like that. It could just be
Yeah.
like when you go to your local like little mom and pop, whatever the fuck. Like make sure you tip. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
not. It's not
Yep.
no big shit of like you gotta be the nigga to like start the protest and get the megaphone out. But it's like I don't know, like just just when you out, be the nigga that's mindful. Be the nigga that's looking out for like me, I'm the type of person, and I'm not even going like try to sugarcoat this. If I see like black women out and they're like alone,
Mhm.
I be making sure like they get to their car, like not like
Yeah.
I don't physically like walk over to them and be like, let me
Right.
walk you to
You
your
be
car, but
looking
like
though. You be
I be
looking
peeping
out.
though, like
Yeah.
yeah, like let me just, and I'm not gonna say I just do it for black women, like I do it for all women, but like I make extra sure, like you know what I'm saying, just because I know, type of shit,
Thank
and
you.
it's like
Thank
it could be
you.
just, but and that's not even to like be braggadocious or nothing. Like hey,
No,
I do
no.
that, but it's like it don't gotta be no big shit. Like you don't gotta be Superman. Like you don't gotta try to be Batman. Like you could just be a good person. Like be
Help
aware
your
of how
neighbor
you
bring their groceries in. Like,
something small, bro. Like picking up something from in like some trash or some shit that's in somebody else's yard or some shit like that. Like
not throwing out your trash on the fucking
on the
ground.
street. Oh yeah, like just like I I think I guess the bigger thing is like how do you affect the world around you? Like how do you affect people? How do you affect nature? How do you affect like
Mhm.
the energy around you? Like I don't think a lot of people are aware of how they affect other people. Um Whether it be because maybe we've been taught to like only care about ourselves just through like conditioning, or a lot of people just have trauma and they hurt, so it's like fuck everybody else, you know what I'm saying,
It's
and it's
because of
like
capitalism, dog. It's
yeah,
because people are so like, it's a fucking rat race. And
mm,
so people are steady trying to like one up the next person instead of
climb
helping
over
the
each
next
other. Yeah.
person. Like it's it's the way we've been trained to think, and then it's also being like enforced pretty much
Mm-hmm.
every day.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like I don't know.
people,
I
yeah, people don't really care. People don't care about
nah.
anything besides themselves, how to advance themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe their most inner circle as well, you know, like put your homies on. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like more often than not, people are just like, I don't know, racing to the finish, not giving
It's
a
just
fuck about who they step on.
it's a lot of like I see a lot of people talk about, especially a lot of black people talk about like generational wealth. Like that's like a popular little phrase right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I feel like y'all we when we say that we don't really understand what that means because it's like
Okay, what
to
does it
say
mean to you?
generation,
Because that's kind of a broad thing too. I
yeah.
guess. I guess.
So
It's just more definitions have come out within the past 2 to 3 years.
I feel like generational wealth is like from how people give it off. It's like I want to make sure that I'm good, and then everybody that comes after me is good, like my
Mm-hmm.
next generations, and that's
Mm-hmm.
cool, right?
Like financially,
But
you mean?
yeah, like
Okay.
financially stable type shit.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I also think I think if the goal is really to be at a point where you can give to the next generation, the goal has to be bigger than money. Like, I don't think that giving your kids and their kids a bunch of money and all this access to the white man shit, all the private school and the this,
Mm-hmm.
that, and the third, and the private jets, and like all that fancy shit that we chase after, the materialistic shit. I don't think that that's what this world needs. Like, I don't think that chasing that, like, I love the ambition of it. I love the, like, wanting to do for not just you but for everybody else after you. But I think it's more important. Like, I guess my point is, like, what's the point of money if the world fucked up? Like, what's the point of
Mm-hmm.
money if the world is about to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point
Mm-hmm.
of money if everything goes to shit? You just gonna have a bunch of money for your kids. You putting your kids, you leaving your kids a fucked up planet, but you gonna say, okay, well, at least you'll be comfortable in this fucked up planet. That's basically
Mm-hmm.
what you like. That's basically how I see it when people say generational wealth. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, the world's fucked up, but I'm gonna make sure mine is good.
Mm-hmm. Can
Instead of
I'm gonna
saying,
read the official definition, and then I'm gonna read this tweet that I saw recently. That, I mean, pretty much it puts it into words better than I think I could, honestly, for how I feel. So the official definition. Oh, that's by CNBC. Let's do. Okay, it's kind of the same. So, generational wealth refers to assets passed by one generation of a family to another, such as stocks, bonds, real estate, and family businesses. So, that official definition um, doesn't necessarily limit it to money, but I feel like even with those things that it listed, like real estate and businesses, it's. mm, we still have had hundreds of years of racism. So that shit is like kind of it's not fair. Like I'm trying to figure out how to word this.
say expound.
What?
I say expound, like
What the
on
hell
your
is
idea,
that?
on your
Oh,
idea.
expand. Are you saying expand?
Ain't it? No, expound. That's a word.
Expound. What does that
Yeah,
mean?
ain't that a
Wait,
word?
no, you're lying, bro. Hold on. Okay, all right. Wow, I've never heard of that.
It is.
Explain a theory or idea systematically and in
Yeah.
detail.
Read books, nigga. I be reading books, nigga. I do this shit, nigga. What you talking about?
All right, I'll take that one. I'll take that one. That's gonna be my word of the day. I've never heard that shit a day in my life, yo.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. Um, you know what? I'm not even gonna expand on that shit. I'm gonna just read the tweet. Yep, because it falls perfectly after that. I'm gonna just read the tweet that I saw. So the original tweet was talking about um reparations, just generally speaking. And
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
the tweet that I'm referencing says most folk aren't prepared for the reality that Black liberation and the eradication of white supremacy necessitates both reparations and a radical reimagining of our system of inheritance and wealth transfer. I
Mm-hmm.
understand you want to pass on your wealth to your kid, but if you claim to want a society where we are all on equal footing, your kids inheriting more than the next is incompatible with that. And I don't think most want to have that combo. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? So
Exactly.
it's just it's layers to this shit. And so I really am not a fan of trying to play a game that I'm so far behind, especially when it's a bullshit game. I'm not interested in that. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
be in my own little pocket with my own little pocket of niggas.
Mm-hmm.
And we gonna create our own definition of generational wealth for shit that actually matters for you to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like you said, this world is going to shit. And soon enough, money is not going to fucking matter.
at
Just like
all.
the value of gold depreciated so fucking much, the value of
Mm-hmm.
money is going to, I mean, they're already trying to do that shit with, what you
Crypto.
call it? Crypto. Yeah. So
Crypto in 5, 10 years, crypto will be like the new currency. I promise you.
listen,
I
listen.
promise it.
But
Anybody that
now,
looking
okay,
for
so
it, put
listen,
your
you say
money in that
that,
shit.
right? You say that, right? But now, if let's say if the market were to crash and we were to go into official recession, would that affect
Mm-hmm.
that cryptocurrency?
Kind of, cause what happens is the stocks crash. Okay, so you remember the GameStop shit, right? When
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, all that shit happened
People
with that.
banded
A lot of
together and got that shit to raise. Okay.
Yeah. So when Robin Hood shut down and all that shit happened, a lot of people went to crypto because they was like, I don't trust the stock market no more. So they
Right.
went to crypto because it's decentralized, which basically means no one person can control
Right.
it.
Right.
Um, so I feel like that's when a lot of cryptos like went skyrocket, like around like 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And because of like the pandemic, people was broke, so they was looking for a way to make quick money, and crypto just seemed like it was the new wave. But I feel like if you ain't got no money, you can't spend no money. So
Mm-hmm.
stop,
Mm-hmm.
it's that's why I said this is
And
you
that
never know.
shit is still capitalism.
Still
Like I don't
capitalism
I
at the
don't
end of the day.
care. I don't care the form of currency that you see that gets tricky.
But see, I was gonna say, and this was where a lot of people make the argument of, okay, so how do you determine like how who gets what? Because at the end of the day, like we could build this community and everybody has their equal part. But if I feel like I'm doing more to you, and like yeah, if I feel like I'm doing more to you in this community, at some point it's human nature to feel like, okay, y'all overworking me, or why are they not doing the same work I'm doing?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so then there has to be some type of system of like, I guess like goods and service trades. I think, but I also think it comes from letting go of your ego. Like I feel like a lot of us cling so deeply to our ego that it becomes like our identity, and we're not able to like separate the two.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times when it comes to like why don't I have that, or just like when it comes to ego, it goes two ways, because it's your ambition, it's your passion, it's your discipline, it's all the good shit, but it's also the like why don't I have this, is why ain't I this, da 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 da. So it's like with that, if you a lot of us succumb to it, and that's where you get like I guess I ain't gonna say conflict, because conflict is just in nature, but that's where you get the, I guess, materialistic driven conflict, where it's like,
Mm-hmm.
why don't I have this car? Why am I can't wait till I get the mansion. I can't wait till I da 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 da.
That
But it's
fucking rat
like,
race, yo.
what if that's not for you? Like, what if you get that mansion, but it's nobody else in, but you had to like climb over everybody that loved you to get there, and you sitting in that mansion, but you lonely, and that's
We
what a
all
lot of
can't.
millionaires
We
and billionaires go through.
Yeah, we all can't have, even if you're not a millionaire, just niggas making six figures.
Just yeah, enough. Just making enough. Like once you get to a certain, it even said like, I think I saw a study that said once they judge people, they did like a study, like a psychology study about like and they asked, I guess they did gauge people's happiness based on like, and they did like different incomes, and they said like once you get to like 200,000, like it kind of like plateaus. Like you no longer, money no longer makes you happy,
Mm-hmm.
and you just kind of just making it at that point, or you just like it doesn't satisfy you basically, or you
Mm-hmm.
get to somewhere around that point. And I'm like, yeah, because at that point, like you have a lot of access to shit with that, and none of us need a lot of the stuff that we have. It's just we're comfortable with what we have. But realistically, all we really need is food, water, shelter from the elements, and clothes. We don't like necessarily even need
And
clothes. Where it's just
I feel like having like going through the struggle is what makes people realize that. So if
Mm-hmm.
you've always been good financially, or even if I don't know, you just rose to like a good fortune really quickly, like you started making a good amount of money quickly when you were young, like in your
Mm-hmm.
early 20s, I'd say anywhere in your 20s, maybe even early
Mm-hmm.
30s, then it's really hard for you to understand that concept. Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, bro, we are, think about how dumb you were at 18 or even
Mm-hmm.
17 for some people. I was 17 when I graduated high school.
Oh
We
hell yeah.
graduate high school, you get 2 months off, and then you're expected to go straight into college.
Figuring out the rest of your life, essentially. Like that shit. Wow,
Like
that's
what?
wild as fuck.
What? What? Why are you asking a 5-year-old otherwise just to be like fun and cute? What do you want to do for your career, nigga? I don't know. I'm
Right, I'm
still learning
5.
how to
Like
ride a bike, bro.
I
Like
literally just realized that my parents are gonna come back, like when they
yeah,
leave. Like what are you
literally, like,
saying?
I
Like
don't have any hobbies right now besides going to the playground at recess. Like, what do you want from me? I don't
and you
fucking
telling me
know.
that I gotta decide the rest of my future right now? Like what are
Niggas
you
was like,
talking
I
about?
want to be a president. I want to be a lawyer. Why? Why are you
I'm a
lying?
firefighter and an astronaut, nigga. What are you talking about?
Like that's cute. That gives kids like a reason. Well, I don't know, a chance to,
To
or make
dream.
them, yeah, make them think about like
Hmm.
having hopes and aspirations and stuff. But it's too much emphasis on that shit, and there's not
Hmm.
enough access to alternatives. Like, we don't hear enough about the alternatives, like
Hmm.
learning a trade or just
Hmm.
taking a summer off. But that's also no, I can't even. I was about to say that's also because people um are not financially good. Niggas are broke,
Yeah,
so they
definitely,
have
definitely.
to work, and then their parents are most likely feel like college is the only way that you're going to get us out of this situation. And so
Hmm.
they pushing you into that, and then you feel like you need to go into that to save yourself and your folks. So it's just like
Hmm.
not realizing you're
It's a
just getting,
reason.
well, you realize you're getting into so much more debt, but it's just, you think it's going to be worth it, and then when you graduate, I mean, good luck on getting a job, at least a good paying job, and
In your
then a
field.
good paying job that respects you, child.
Hmm. Hmm.
Breathe.
Nah,
So
it's
it's just, it's really irritating, and I think it's intentionally set up that way. And
yeah, it's
only
definitely
the
a reason.
yeah, only the niggas that are born into, only the motherfuckers that are born into, I'm trying to stop calling white people niggas because they don't deserve that shit. But only the motherfuckers that are born into a good ass fortune
Hmm.
get the chance to experiment and like try different things and stuff, for the
Yeah,
most
that's real.
part. And most of the time them niggas don't even do that because they don't have to figure
Mhm.
out what they're gonna do for money. They just blowing it.
But I will say this though. I don't think it's necessarily just a. I don't think that money or capitalism is just a white thing. I think it was. I think it's a more of a mindset.
It is.
But I do think that it's pushed a lot by the. It's pushed a lot by the mass media, and it just so happens that white people are like, in charge of mass media. So
Mm-hmm.
like, but I
Yeah.
also think because there's a lot of niggas that like, when I say niggas, I mean like niggas that
Mm-hmm.
walk around and believe that they're better than other people or believe they're better than like you or
Yeah,
me
you're right.
because they
Even if
came
they
from that
broke.
same type of shit. Even
Or
if they
even if
broke
they
as fuck,
broke,
they think they're
yeah.
better than you.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like I think it's more of just the mindset of like I want to feel like I have more than somebody else because like that's how I find myself. Like that's how I define myself as like better than
Mm-hmm.
people. And I think
Yeah.
it all comes down to just labels. Like we cling so much to labels and like I said, your ego is what creates those labels of like I'm this, I'm that, I'm supposed to have this, I'm supposed to, but it's like who told you that? What told you
Mm-hmm.
that? Like
Mm-hmm.
you weren't born in somebody decided like you were supposed to end up something. You were born because your parents had sex.
Mhm.
That simple. Like,
Mhm.
I know we all want to be written in the stars and all this other shit, but at the end of the day, you gotta humble yourself and say, I'm here because my dad skeeted and my mother, and now we here.
Not skeeted. You're
And
irritating.
it's just that
You just took
it's
me
that
back to
simple. Like,
seventh grade, bro. Not
you
with
skeeted,
skeeted.
you
I
skeeted,
can't.
you
I
skeet, skeet,
can't.
skeet, skeet.
Shut the fuck
Okay.
up. So wait, okay, so you don't think that we come into this world having a purpose?
I think you define your own purpose. I think you create what your purpose is, and you can either let the world pick it for you, or you can go off on your own and like decide it for yourself. But I don't
True.
feel like the world, like, I don't think the universe put you on this planet like to do something. I think you come into this world, in the moment where you come into this world, it's your only purpose is to find a purpose, because it's like everything else is just
I
a
was gonna
distraction.
say, think a little bit bigger. I think that we all come in having a role to play. And part of your role is figuring out where you fit in the hustle and bustle
Mm-hmm.
of it all. If you are going to
Mm-hmm.
be one of those leaders or if you're going to be one of the sheep, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then that all of the little things that fall into it within that broad category, that's
Mm-hmm.
your purpose. I mean, because you
Mm-hmm.
need sheep too. Everybody can't be the leader.
Like, yeah, everybody can't be, and I don't even want to call everybody a sheep, like, because it's like, I don't want to say it like that, but
I I
I feel like it's more so like everybody can't lead. Like, everybody can't lead. Not
yeah.
everybody is built to lead. Not everybody is built to make the tough decisions, or to stand like in the front and deal with, like, the adversity and deal with all the bullshit. So some people just not set up like that. And
Yeah.
that and I but at the same time though, I do believe that everybody has the capacity to think critically and think for themselves, and believe in themselves. I don't think I see this is like a little, it's kind of off topic, but it's not.
I
So
mean, we
I was
going
on
all over the
TikTok.
place today, so
Like,
whatever.
fuck it, we just doing it.
Yeah.
So I was on TikTok, and this girl had put this. It was a TikTok of like her, and she was like, I forgot what song it was, but you know how like people are like write the words on the screen, but they were like boom, like point to
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and then they'll
yeah.
go and then point to another one. So
Yeah.
it was like tall, athletic guys, and then she was like, and then it went away, and it was like heartbreakers, blah blah blah. Anyway, long story short, it got to the end, and it was like average to ugly guys, and it was like funny, cool, da 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 da, all this other shit. And niggas was in the
Irritating.
comments like, "Oh yeah, she talking about me," da, da, da. And I'm like, I literally wrote in the comments, I said, "Y'all niggas crazy for calling yourselves average to ugly."
Y'all are
Like,
embarrassing.
I
Y'all are
would never.
embarrassing.
I would never. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you really labeling yourself. And I see that shit so much on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I always see shit be like if you're like, post yourself if you average, post yourself if you like kind of ugly, and people be posting themselves, and I'm like, why you believing that stuff about
That
yourself?
kind of
Like,
makes me so sad
that's so
because
sad, bro. But it's so many people who are like convinced to the point that like they'll be like proud of it, and
just
it'll be
make it a
like,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
just make it a thing. And it's like, that's not okay, bro. Like it's not okay to not think you're like the greatest you could, like, you are. Like, it's not okay to put yourself below nobody. It's not okay to be like shrinking yourself and say, like, if anybody convinces you that it's your role to like just let people walk all over you and whatever, it's not
Mhm.
like, that's not your purpose. I promise
Mhm.
nobody. And that's why I say I don't want to call nobody a sheep, because it's like, I don't think nobody purposely just goes for the bullshit. I think it's just the bullshit is it's alluring. Like, it's
Yeah.
pretty, like, it look good. It's
Yeah.
like it's that's why there's so few people on the side that I ain't like. It's so few people on the side that we on, and so many other people on that, like, they're just like, fuck that shit, I don't care, or just like, I don't want to talk
Mhm.
about that. That's
Mhm.
depressing, whatever. It's
Yeah.
like people don't want to talk about this shit because it's easier to just be like I'm gonna worry about me, and I'm gonna just
Ignorant.
be
Yeah.
happy in this shitty ass matrix, and we just gonna live it out.
But my nigga,
but
you're
to
not even
actually
happy. You're not even
you
happy
not
for real.
you just
You
escaping
fake
whatever
happy. You fake happy.
whatever you doing.
Word to
It's
Paramore.
just
You fake happy. And
you
it's
just
because
about
people don't
to
people don't have self-awareness, and they don't
nope.
I don't want to say they don't want to. Maybe they don't want to, because you gotta want that shit to
You
keep
got
going
to.
through the trenches, even when you in the
It's
thick of it.
intentional.
You have you exactly,
It's
exactly.
intention.
You
It's
have
intention.
to like want to continue to do the work, and a lot of
It's the
people
word.
are just,
They're not ready to do that work.
I'm
They
good.
just not. Like I go to my therapist like every Wednesday, and we was talking, and she was like, you want to know something funny? We was talking about something random, and I said I want to, like, I don't know, I just want to be more intentional, woo. And she was like, you want to know something funny? And I was like, what? She was like, I counted the amount of times you said intentional since we started like talking, and she was like, it's like 68 or something like that. I'm like, oh my god. And I was like, oh, okay. And she was like, and I just thought like, but it's real though, because it's like the one thing that I've
So was
learned
she
is,
commending you for that?
yeah, yeah, it was like
Okay,
a
good.
like she was
Okay.
just yeah, but
Okay.
it was just like that's real though, because it's like you gotta be like, that's the one thing that I've learned is like nothing. You can't just get somewhere that you want to be on accident. It don't. I know
Right.
we see like all those stories where somebody just does some shit and they randomly just blow up, and everybody wants they like little 5 seconds of fame where some
Yeah.
random person just catches them on Snapchat and then they blow up and now I'm
Mhm.
famous.
Mhm.
But I'm telling you, like that's a flash in a like a bottle. Like you gonna get that and then it's gonna be gone, because you're not like a lot of those situations. You're not set up to be ready for it. Like what comes after that? Like
Yeah.
you make one song and you put that song on like on TikTok or whatever, and they make it go viral, whatever, woo woo woo. But
Mhm.
you really don't got no other songs, so now you trying to rush out songs, and you sign into a label and all this other shit. But it's like you not ready, but you mentally like you got. That's why a lot of these like these company like these record labels
Can
that owned by
manipulate
these
you.
can manipulate, come to the hood with these little 16, 17-year olds, 14, 15-year olds trying to get out and be like, oh yeah, you can rap a little bit, come, sign this little deal, we gonna get you some money, we gonna get you some cars and da da da. And you just like, me 16, 17, you telling me you gonna give me a Lambo, SRT, Hellcats, all this other shit? Hell
Mhm.
yeah, I'm coming with you. Like, yeah, we gonna do some raps. I'm a
Mhm.
sip this lean, I'm gonna pop these perks, and we gonna make some raps. Like, and that's just gonna
Yeah.
be it. But it's like, but the moment where you in some legal trouble, the moment you get shot at, the moment you da 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 da, they cutting you.
Or you
They not
broke.
fucking with you. Or you broke,
You go
they not
broke because
fucking
you
with you.
just recklessly spending your shit.
They not fucking with you no more. And it's like that's why you gotta be, like I said, intentional about like if you want to really be somewhere, it gotta be like even when you don't feel like doing shit, even when you don't think like, even when you don't think you good enough, like you still gotta try, because it's like it's so many people who settle for jobs because they think like this is where I have to be,
Yeah.
or and
Yeah.
then you miserable, so now you treating everybody else around you like shit.
Yeah.
But that's like that's because you don't believe in yourself enough to go for that job, because a lot of these jobs be dumb as shit. People be getting paid to sit in office, like you can imagine like the type
The
like
more you get paid, the less you do.
the less you do, like you can imagine the type of jobs that people be telling me they be having, and I'd be like, you get paid to do that? Like
Mhm.
I didn't even know people got paid to do that. Like you
Mhm.
literally just get paid to just sign papers all day. I know this one dude
A notary.
who I think it's something like he just show up at people's houses and like make them sign a bunch of like contracts or some shit
You're
like that,
probably a notary. Yeah, that's when
something
you
like
like
that. I don't.
someone that has a notary certificate or whatever certification. They have to be present for you to sign a document. They'll do it
See,
for
like shit
like,
like that.
yeah, yeah.
Shit like that.
They'll
Like,
do it when
what's
you're
the point
like
of that?
buying a house or like, I don't know, some court shit or whatever the fuck. But yeah, yeah.
That's just dumb jobs that people created to just be like, let's just give somebody money. Like it's
And
so
nobody
many,
be knowing that that's even an option
and
until you
and
gotta
and the thing
use
I think
it.
and the thing I think about it is like how many homeless people could do that job? How
Yeah.
many like real shit? Like and that job make enough money where you could get a nice house. You could really do that. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like the fact that we put so many resources. You got basketball players and football players making like $100 million and all this other shit, and then they go out there and be some trash for a season,
Yeah.
and it's like, so we paying him what we could pay, what we could give, like to feed a bunch of other people. We paying
Mhm.
this one dude so he can go out there and dribble a basketball.
Mhm.
Like,
And
that's
niggas
that's
lining up for
backwards.
that shit, bro. They
And y'all
lining
just,
up.
and we just clap, and we just clap for it because it's in, like I said, it's enticing, and that's why I say it's hard to be on the other side where you see all the shit. You see it as like you see it for the escapism. Like, it's not real. It's just
Yeah.
a bunch of shit to distract you from, okay, they got all this shit going on behind the scenes. They literally just took women's like rights away
Mhm.
from themselves. Like, they not allowed to decide themselves if they want to have a baby, and we
Mhm.
still like, but LeBron James though, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
and it's like,
Mhm.
bro, like like focus, buddy. Like, I
The
get it, it's
dissonance,
cute.
bro. Yeah.
Stranger Things and all that shit, it's cool as shit. Like, I'ma still watch it. I'm gonna
Nah, that shit
rewatch it.
fire though. That
I'm
shit
gonna
fire
rewatch it.
though.
I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm part of it. And but see, and I feel like that's we gotta call it. I feel like we gotta call this episode self awareness, because I feel like that goes back to self awareness though, because it's like, it's also understand, like, yeah, I know better. Part of self awareness is not just saying like, I'm this, I'm so great, da 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 da, I'm amazing. Like me, my biggest like transformation and just my confidence for real was me understanding that I'm not perfect, that I do have flaws, that I do like certain things I'm just not good at. Like, it's certain things
Yeah.
that I just will never be. I can try my best to like be at least somewhat decent, but it's like, why put my time and effort into things that just aren't for me when I could be putting them into my strengths, you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
it's like, understanding that really helped me to like not judge myself based on looking at somebody else. So now, like, it used to be a point, I'm 5'8", I weigh like, well, I'm getting a little big, I've been in the gym a little bit, we up that,
Hey.
but but I always been skinny as fuck, you know what I'm saying? And I used
Yeah.
to really like compare myself to like bigger dudes that was like a little bit, stronger, taller, whatever. But now I look at myself and I'm like, bro, I'm built like me. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, at the end of the day, I'm me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't got reach nobody else's uh criteria, because I love who
Yeah.
I am, and I don't have to, for what I don't have, like, I have twice as more on the other side. So it's like, I
Yeah.
don't I don't look to like compare myself to nobody else. I just want to
I'm
be a
proud of
better
you
version of
for
me. You know what I'm
for
saying?
realizing that. Yeah. But that's
Yeah.
the thing with like comparing yourself to everybody is the person that you're comparing yourself to most likely, no, I won't
Just
say
as
most
fucked
likely,
up as
but
you are.
yes, but sometimes they don't even like that thing about themselves that you're jealous of.
Mm,
Like,
that
we
too.
all have our own shit, and instead of
Yeah.
trying to be like the next person, just figure out how to be okay with what you have, because that's what you
Mm-hmm.
have. And that
Mm-hmm.
shit is beautiful as fuck if you know it's beautiful as fuck, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, half of the shit is just being confident and knowing, like, I know who the fuck I am. I know I am that motherfucker. I'm that bitch. I'm that nigga, you know? And like, fuck
And
with
that
me if you
goes
want
back
to.
into the original point of like your community, because it's like, the more like confident you are in yourself, the more you gonna have a sense of where you fit, like, whether it
Yeah.
be, and even if it is like, I don't fit in this environment, I need to go somewhere else, you realize that more as you come into yourself.
Uh,
Like, if I'm somewhere and I'm around comfortable people and they cool with just being comfortable and they not growing, I'm not
yeah.
gonna grow, and I'm gonna think like that's okay. But if
Yeah.
something in you is telling you like, nah, this can't be enough, that's because you've been given something, like, you've been given that, like, for whatever reason, you're aware enough, self-aware enough to know that you want more than just that. And
Mm-hmm.
if that's cool for them and that's the life that they want, that's cool. Like, you have to understand that it's not your job to save the community. Like, it's not your job to bring everybody and make sure everybody getting along and da 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 da. It's your job
Yeah.
to do your part to like make sure that it's not worse. Like that's
Yeah.
it. Like all you
Yeah.
gotta do is just make sure you're not making things worse. And if
Yeah.
everybody's doing that, then things gotta get better. But if
Yeah.
you just thinking like, okay, I'm gonna just make sure I got it, you're not thinking about how you're affecting the people around you. You're just thinking about
Mhm.
me and mine. But you're stepping over so many other people who really
Mhm.
do need help just because
Mhm.
you feel like if I give to them, then I'm gonna have less. But it's like, but you
Mhm.
get more from giving away.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep. Um. Damn. I ain't got shit
It's
to say
just
on that one.
yeah, it's just you just gotta understand your place, man. Like just know like and it don't gotta be like giving. Cause me personally, like just to be honest, I don't always give money to the homeless. Like I don't always do that shit when I see them. Cause sometimes it be like okay, you just out here like just I don't know. It's just sometimes
I think I know what you're saying because one time I didn't have money on me, but I was like, I got this extra food from this DoorDash delivery that never came and got their food. I'm
mm-hmm.
vegan, so I can't eat that shit. Do you want it? I don't want that fucking money. I mean, I don't want that fucking food.
Exactly. That's what I
Well,
mean.
sorry,
Like
goddamn.
yeah. I'm glad you get it.
I'm
Like
okay. I'm okay with giving you like if I give you money and you spend it on your vices or
whatever you gonna
whatever,
spend it
I don't
on.
really care. But my nigga, you gotta eat. Why you turning down free
Mm-hmm.
food?
Right, right. Like that's when I'm like, you gotta help you. And it goes back to like you can't save everybody. Like if somebody don't
Yeah.
wanna save themselves, you gotta let them want to save themselves. But like the
Yeah.
people that do want help and need help, like be it starts with being self aware. Because if you're self aware enough to see your own like hurts and where you're kind of like needing or something or whatever, like I know for me, um or just like I say in general, but for me too, like a lot of people grew up lacking affection. Like they just didn't get it for whatever reason. They just didn't get it. So then you
Mhm.
get older, and now you start wanting affection from people and that you deal with
Anybody.
from anybody, and then it turns
Yeah.
into it could turn into hypersexuality. It could turn to like sex addiction. It could turn to all these porn addiction. It turns to
Unwanted
all
kids.
that too. STDs, all types of shit. All
And then that
because
fucking cycle repeats. And yeah.
all because you're not self-aware enough to see the cycle of where it starts or the root of where it starts. So once
Mm-hmm.
you able to like understand the root of your own shit, it's easy to see other people's shit. It's easy to see like me like now I don't take nothing personally from people because like when I'm at work and somebody giving me attitude and doing all the extras, I don't take it
Mm-hmm.
personal because I know
Mm-hmm.
it's just them having a bad day. It's
Mm-hmm.
them. They got a million things going on. They something going on with them, like, or that's just something that they don't like. They don't like themselves, or something
Mm-hmm.
about themselves is just fucked up, and
It's
that's not my
something that ain't
problem.
got shit to do with me.
It just
So
ain't my
like
problem.
I hope your day gets better, bruh, but you could take that
But
elsewhere.
it's not my job to fix your day. Like it's
Yeah.
my job to make sure I'm giving the best energy that I am, and not trying to like bring myself down to your level. Like you gotta you if I feel like if everybody could just vibrate higher, I know that shit like that's another one of them like corny ass phrases everybody keep using lately, but
But it is what it
but it's
is.
real though. Like
Yeah.
stop like lowering yourself to just money is a very I know this like kind of like went off subject, but money is a very low tier like thing. It's not like money is very low to the ground. It's not hard to get money. I know it seems like that, but the real of it is there's so much money out there that
Mm-hmm.
it's really just about who are you willing like how hungry are you for it like because you could work 6 jobs if you want to realistically like you could work everybody hiring if you want to work at
Yeah.
McDonald's and Subway and then you want to go over to Burger King later you could do that
Mm-hmm.
realistically but it's
Mm-hmm.
like a lot of people just not gonna do that because it's like you just not gonna do that but like I said
Hell
the
no,
money
I
out
ain't
there
gonna do that.
that's what I'm saying. But the
Fuck
money out
no.
there, if you really want to get that money, like these people who be like rise and grind, you got to chase the bag and da 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 da. But they be tired of shit. They be sad as
Mm-hmm.
shit. They don't have
Mm-hmm.
no life, no social life. But they cool because they got the money, and they gonna go on Instagram and take all these pictures with the car, and then everybody gonna be like, I'm trying to be like you. But it's like, no, you not, because that nigga lonely as shit. Like he
Mm-hmm.
don't even like himself.
People just don't prioritize or put a high value on things that give back to them. It's just all
Hmm.
about like social status and how you appear to other people and
Instant gratification.
all that BS, you know, like it's I'm sorry, babe, but I hope you find your way sooner than
Yeah,
later cuz that shit is
yeah,
tiring.
yeah.
Tiring.
It's
Um but how do you think someone could try to start incorporating being more self-aware and being more mindful of others just with like everyday things they do so they're not making things worse in the community, whether it be intentionally or unintentionally?
I would say it
Did that
starts
make sense?
with, yeah.
Okay.
I would say it starts with, you gotta. This gonna sound like kind of extreme, but you have to just like kill your ego. Like you literally have to destroy your ego, like and
I
start from scratch.
disagree. I don't think you have to destroy the ego because the ego is a very human
Well,
thing.
okay, yeah, you right.
It's
I would
a
say,
it's you can't really avoid it, but learn to be aware of it. Learn to
well,
identify when it
this how I
is
was
your
gonna say it.
ego. Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, this how I was gonna say it. This how I was gonna say it. I was gonna say you have to destroy like the ego that you've created based on like your trauma. You know what I'm saying? Or based on like
Mhm.
a lot, that yeah, that's essentially what I mean. Like a lot of people's ego is based on like what they've been through, or just like
Mhm.
the trauma that they've been through, and it's like, okay, I have to build myself to be this person in order to protect myself. But I don't believe that we were like designed to like protect ourselves like that. I don't think, like, I think we were designed to be open to love. Like it's so much easier to love, and I know that's for a fact because like we fall in love like quick, and once you fall in love it's hard to like give it up. So
Mhm.
it's a reason for that. It's because it's easier to love than it is to hate. So that's why I said I don't take shit personally, because I know for you to come at me like in a hateful way, it takes more energy out of you because you're already like going through something. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
you're already deep like in your own shit, and now you're trying to like either pull me down with you, or you're so deep in it that you don't realize you're trying to pull me down with you.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
a lot of times it's like, that's why I say you have to destroy like the ego that you created to kind of protect yourself, and then you have to like recreate it, kind of, or like kind of tame it, or get it to a place where you could say like, okay, I am great, I am this, I do have these qualities that are really great, but I also have these qualities that I know can rub people the wrong way. And it might not even be a thing of like changing completely. It might just be a thing of communicating it better. It might just be like, hey, sometimes I can come off a little like like I might have a certain tone with people,
Mhm.
and that might just be how I talk. But somebody might hear my tone and be like, "Oh, he a smart, like he you got a smart mouth." But it's like, nah, like that's just how I might talk, or I might joke like that. But if you communicate that with people, you still might get some people who like, I don't fuck with that. But I think at the end of the day, if you know like yourself, it's easier to kind of navigate like with other people, because you know kind of like I said, where you fit, versus like if I'm going around and I don't understand myself, because you can't I don't think you can attack it from like trying to be a, because if you try to go outward first, I think that's how people become people pleasers. Like when you try to like manage everybody's personality around you, and then try to figure out like, okay, I can only talk about this stuff with this person, I can only be like this around this person. That's more of, you just become a people pleaser. But that's not what the world needs either. That's where it goes. That's a sheep. Like that's because at that point you're not moving off your own accord. You just going where
Mhm.
whatever everybody else is going to tell you. So I think it's being able to stand firm in who you are, wherever that sits at, and not like not and also giving yourself the grace to change your opinion. Like you can learn and change your opinion and move to the other side and be like, I'm not with that shit no more. Like it's okay to not cling to shit or cling to a label or cling to whatever. Like yeah, just
I
just
think
just
I
be
think you can't be also you can't be afraid to like question yourself
yeah,
and to like second guess yourself sometimes. Like
yeah.
be know who you are and be confident in who you are, but you don't always got it right, my nigga.
Mhm.
So it's like I mean, you're only seeing the world from your point of view, but
Mhm.
you're interacting with a bunch of different people with a bunch of different personalities. Like you
Mhm.
have to learn how to adapt and how to, like just don't because you gotta be able to identify your patterns
Mhm.
with your relationships and stuff, um and then not keep doing the same shit to keep
Mhm.
getting the same result, and then trying to
Mhm.
blame everybody else for your
Mhm.
shit that you refuse to
Facts.
identify.
Facts.
So I mean, self-awareness, right? I think that's pretty much
Self awareness.
self-awareness is
That's
being able
just
to look at yourself and figure out how to
it's
navigate through this freaking crazy ass world, dude. Like
yeah, it's just
I don't
seeing
know.
seeing how you affect the world around you, like how you make things, like how you make people around you feel, or just
Mhm.
how you affect, like, things around you, and just understanding that it's bigger than just you. Like, even though
Mhm.
you can still make you the main character, like you can be the main character, that's cool, but that
Yep.
doesn't mean you can just walk around and just like ignore that you actually do live in a world with other people. Like,
Yep.
unfortunately,
Yep.
you live in a world with other people that also matter, like their lives exist, they exist too. They not just,
The same
you know
amount as yours.
yeah, it's same amount, and you don't get to
Yeah.
decide because of your money or your status, or because you do this and I made this and I go to this school and da 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 da. Like, you don't get to
Mhm.
decide that somebody is lower than you, because it's like you could
Mhm.
easily lose all that shit. None of this shit is real. Like, I could print out a diploma right now. None of this shit is real. Like, it's all just
Mhm.
handed down from person to person. Like, realistically, your, I don't know, college professor, whatever, is just as human as you are. Like, they go home, they eat dinner, they got relationship problems, and they got all type of shit going on. But you sitting
Yeah.
there thinking like they this genius of a person, but they can't figure out how to love their wife or their husband, or how to, deal with their
Be there
kid.
for their kids. Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
all types of like struggles, and I think we kind of glamorize our lives, and we post the highlights from, oh, I went to vacation and da 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 da, but it's like
Mhm.
that's just a highlight. You know what I'm saying? You're not showing the other 300 and, you know 20 days where you sad and miserable and crying and shit. You gonna show the few where you like, I'm on vacation, or I'm happy and I'm with my boyfriend, with my girlfriend, I'm da 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 da. But it's like, I personally, like, I want to make it a point going forward with my, like, I've been trying to take a break from like social media, but I want to eventually get back, like go back to it, but I want to make it more like transparent. I feel like I'm already kind of transparent, but I want to
Mhm.
be a lot more, like a lot less like reactionary transparent, and a lot
Mhm.
more intentionally transparent. Like,
I get you.
I want to like see, I want people to see, like, and not to be like controversial, but just to be like it's okay to just be like, I'm human. You know what I'm saying? Because other people go through shit too. Like, and you'd be surprised how many people you connect with,
Could relate.
how
Yeah.
you, like, admitting your flaws versus admitting your strengths and saying like, I know I'm this, I know I'm that. Instead, like, it's okay to be like, look, I know I'm some shit at this, because it's like somebody else gonna be like, I'm good at that. So let's link up. Like,
Mhm.
that's how you meet your person. That's how you meet your tribe. Like, you don't meet a bunch, like, you can have similar mindsets, but y'all have different qualities. You know what I'm saying? It's like you bring different shit to the
Mhm.
table. Like, you and me think similar ways, but it's like we still have different perspectives. So it's gonna be certain
Mhm.
things that I bring to the table that you don't, and vice versa. But that's
Mhm.
the beauty, like that's the beauty of like like us, like
People,
people, like we're able
humans.
to
Yeah.
just like put shit together. But
Yeah.
it's so crazy because it's like we'll sit there and focus on like being individuals, but then the moment where some wild shit happen, everybody want to go march together, and it's like, so how do we have this concept of protesting and all this other shit like down to a science, but we don't understand the power that we all would have together if we just did that as a
But
collective.
that's the thing. Niggas don't have the power of protest down to a science. Niggas do that shit because it's the hot thing to do for that
Yeah,
moment. But there's
yeah.
nothing being done after that. Or they protest for a day or
Mm-hmm.
two and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas was
I'm about that
protesting
life.
for months.
Mm-hmm. But there was no direction. There was no end goal
I
for
mean,
it. It was
back
just
back
like,
in the day, like our ancestors, they were
oh
protesting
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
months in order
I
to
thought you
make
meant
shit
like that.
happen. No, niggas
Yeah.
don't do that shit now. Niggas go
Mm-mm.
outside for a day or two and that's it. Post a black square on their Instagram. Post
Mm-hmm.
some organizations to donate to. Don't even look them up.
Mm-hmm.
Like look up
Just
their
post the
intentions
GoFundMe
or
and keep
whatever.
it moving.
Niggas don't get it, bruh. Niggas don't get the work that goes into um enforcing change. Like
Yeah. And
it's
then they wonder why nobody wants to step up and be that next like MLK or Malcolm X.
there's
It's like,
so much work to do and people are too okay with these illusions of comfort that you were talking about earlier to do that shit. Like
mm,
they'd
like I'm
rather
not,
continue doing this mundane ass work that don't matter. It
because
only
it's like
matters for you. It only matters for you. And even
I've had
then, my
people
nigga,
say like well, what do you do about it? Like, what are you doing about it? And it's like, I mean, I go out and give out food, and I do like little community shit, and then I ain't gonna lie, I'm not like the most like I'm not gonna be out there every week like picking up trash and all that, but I try my best to not be a piece of shit, or what I'm
right.
saying, I try my best to like
And that's what
you
fits
know
your lifestyle right
give where I
now.
can, like yeah, like, and when I
Yeah.
can give more, like I'm gonna try to give more, but it's like I also feel like just giving clothes away to the what I'm saying, like that I don't wear no more, to the
Mhm.
instead of just throwing them in the trash, like giving them away, like even shit like that, like that's giving, giving back. It's like it
Mhm.
don't gotta be these big ass gestures of like going out all the time and like giving out food, and but that's cool too though, like it's but
Yeah.
but I
You
feel
gotta
like
find
if
what
you're
works for you. Just don't be not
right.
doing shit.
And I feel like if your answer is always like, well, it don't matter because what's it gonna change and da 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 da. It's like, yeah, if you think like that, and everybody else
Mhm.
thinks like that, of course it's not going.
Mhm.
That's the point. Like they want you to think like that. That's why they crush
Mhm.
your mind from a young age, because they know they know if we all realized how powerful we really are, like together, they know like we wouldn't like imagine if everybody in America was just like, I'm not paying for gas. I'm just not paying it. Until
I'm
y'all lower
hip.
that not paying it. What
I'm
they gonna
hip.
do? Somebody gotta pay for it.
I'm
So it's
hip.
like if we could come together like that, it'd be great. But you always gonna have people that are like, well, I gotta go to work. Well, because the individualism in them is like, I'm gonna make sure I'm good while everybody else is like fighting
But
for a cause that's
yeah,
not
and
gonna work. But
this
it's
shit
like
is so
that
much bigger than one person, bro. It's
it
so much
is.
bigger.
It really is. It's 7 billion people and counting on this planet, and you think like your generational wealth, you have a kid, you have two kids, they have a few kids, and they go down the line like that, and it's like cool, they got some money and they got some shit, but it's like, what about the other 7 billion people that, or just 4 billion? Like I think I seen some shit. I seen what's his name, Gary V. Um, he said 350. I think it was 350 million people don't have access to clean water, something like that.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Mhm.
but we and that might not even be like outside of America. You feel me? So it's like,
I'm
so
pretty sure it's not.
it's like to
That'd be billions.
to think. Well, I'm saying like I know it's like that number is worldwide, but I'm saying like
Oh,
that
350 million people is worldwide.
yeah, yeah, or something. I'm sure it's more honestly, but
Yeah.
the point is a lot of people don't have the basic necessities, so like the fact that we kind of like get all pissy and like in our feelings about like, oh, my favorite store is not open, and like my da, 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 my clothes don't fit. It's like
Mhm.
it just that's why I can't have those conversations with people, because it's just like, why are we worried? Like, I get it, but like, why are we worried about that?
Kim,
And there's
people are dying.
like exactly, exactly, exactly.
Like
It's
the fuck,
like I
bro.
get it, but like, bro, like people are literally dying like in the streets by the day,
How
and
detached are you?
you're
But
just
I
like,
guess
I
yeah,
gotta get my
that shit,
video
it's a
game.
privilege to have, to be able to see the world like that. Not a privilege
Yeah.
that I want to have, because I always want to have empathy for people and want to be able to yeah, have empathy for people. But I guess to loop it all together, like you kind of have to, not kind of, you have to work on yourself. And
Mm-hmm. Start
some
yourself. It always
some need
starts with
more work, some need more work than others, but you have to start working on yourself um before you can really intentionally start giving to other people.
you. Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, it will make the world and your personal life so much better. So much better. Like if you're not even concerned about how it might affect other people, my nigga, it's gonna help you in your mental health.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you just start working on yourself, and then guarantee you, the more you work on yourself, the more you'll be like, okay,
I want to help
maybe I
more
will
people.
give this person $1, and then it'll be $5, and then you'll start going
You
to food
gotta,
banks, and you know,
you gotta pour into yourself. I
yeah,
like it's a I don't know. It's like a proverb or some shit. But like, you can't. What is it? Like, you can't pour into somebody else's cup if yours is empty. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, you gotta
yeah,
let your cup. You gotta fill your cup and let it overflow into other people. Like, it's like
yeah,
you can't give everybody else what you don't have. So if you are lacking within yourself and you know that, once you first,
mm-hmm,
the whole, I feel like the biggest part is getting to the point where you actually see it, because a lot of people don't even get there. Like, that's half the fight right there. It's just acknowledging that, okay, maybe I am a little bit like fucked up, like like just being able to see that, and like
mm-hmm.
see your flaws and see like
Maybe it's
the
not
things.
everyone else. Oh, okay.
Maybe maybe I am the common denominator in some
Yeah.
aspect. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, once you get to that point, you everything else after that, you make a conscious decision to like
Mm-hmm.
either do better or not, because it's like, once you know better, you can't go backwards and act like you don't know better. And
Mm-hmm.
that's, I think that's why a lot of people like to stay where they are, because it's like,
Mm-hmm.
once I know better, I have to do the work, and
You have
I
to do
don't want to
better.
have to
Yeah.
do that work, because
Yeah.
I would rather do the easy thing that I've been doing. And me being accountable means that I have to change my behavior, and a lot of people, like I said, just aren't ready for that work. So it
Yeah.
just comes down to, if you're not going to be intentional about like anything, then it's just not gonna happen. Like, it's 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 it takes, and like, this word intentional should be like it's the word of life. Like, intentional is everything, because it's like, don't nothing happen on accident. Even if it falls into you, like, into your life, or if it happens for you, it's because you were in a space to receive it. So
Mm-hmm.
like you have to understand, like you gotta understand yourself. You gotta understand yourself, because if you don't understand yourself, you're not gonna be ready for anything that you get. No matter how many opportunities you get, no matter how like big in the company you get, no matter if you lose yourself, you're gonna like it don't matter what money you get, the success, none of it's gonna matter, because
You
by the end
lost, bruh.
you already lost, and you don't even know who you are no more. And
Mm-hmm.
then you sit down, you get alone, and you sit down and you look at yourself in the mirror, and you gonna cry, because you
Mm-hmm.
gonna ask yourself, like what did I have to do to get here? Like, what,
Mm-hmm.
like, who am I? Like, I went so far from who I was supposed to be, or who I thought I was,
Mm-hmm.
just to please everybody around me, that I don't even like love myself anymore. I don't even know
Mm-hmm.
myself anymore. And that's a scary thing. Like, to get to that point is a
Yeah.
scary, and I've seen people get to that point. So it's like, I don't I just want people to really see how great they are. And
Hello.
for that to happen, like it starts with understanding that you are human. And that means you are gonna fuck up sometime. You are gonna be imperfect. You are gonna have your flaws. There's gonna be things that you're not gonna. It's just not gonna click. But that doesn't mean that you punish yourself by calling yourself like shitty.
Listen,
It's
instead of investing in someone else's potential, invest in your own, my
in your
nigga.
own, in your own.
That's all I
You
got
gotta
to
you
say.
gotta. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because potential don't
Hello.
mean shit if you're not acting on it.
Hello. 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 And why put
Mm-hmm.
all your faith in somebody else's life, in somebody else's hands, when you got your own shit to worry about, my nigga?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Straight like that.
Yes. And that's a word. And that's a word.
um, do you have any other points to make? Cause I got that shit off my chest. I'm straight.
I'm gonna just say, what can I say? Um, just be mindful of, yeah, just be mindful of your energy. Be mindful of how you present yourself. If you and learn communication. Like
Yeah.
communication can save a lot of shit. A lot
Yeah.
of shit goes down the drain because people just don't communicate. And I think self-awareness and communication go hand in hand, because if you aren't self-aware, you're not going to know how to communicate, because you're not going to be
Or
able
you're
to
not
speak
gonna know
from your own
what to
perspective.
communicate.
Yeah.
You're not gonna know
Yeah.
what to communicate.
Yeah. So I would say just learn how to communicate, but more importantly, learn yourself and
And then
read some
also be
books.
mindful
Read some
of
books on learning
yourself.
yourself.
Yep. Be mindful of yourself and of others. Because we're not just
Hmm.
going through the world like we the only ones in it. Okay?
Also, last point, I
Mm.
think, while you pay attention to the world around you, and like you know do that, but also don't let nobody have you fucked up. Like,
Yeah,
know your
for sure.
worth,
For
and
sure.
and don't let nobody make you feel like you don't know yourself, or make you feel like you crazy, or make you feel like you don't know what's best for you. Like, not
Mm-hmm.
everything that everybody is offering you is going to be for you. Not every word that everybody has for you is for you. Like, don't believe everybody's opinion of you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let people get you fucked up. But also, like I said, be mindful of other people. It's a balance. It's a balance. Just
Yep.
know that you gotta
Exactly.
figure out the balance.
You gotta find that shit for yourself.
Yes, man. Yes, yes.
Read a book. Read a book, nigga, and
Read a
also
book.
do the work, nigga.
Do the
Do the
work.
work, cause there's so much that needs to be done for
Don't just
yourself and for
apologize.
others.
Do the work. Don't
Do
just make
the work.
excuses. Do the work. Do the work. Be intentional. Be intentional.
Hello.
Always about everything.
Hello. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all the next episode. Until then, peace out.
Deuces. My niggas. Niggas.